So that's the three components of the capability, digital capabilities, is customer experience, operations, and business model. Now let's turn ourselves to the leadership side, the leadership capability. And here, at the beginning, we heard consistently the same message. We went to talk to academics and analysts, and they were saying, you know, transformation is happening today at the edge. It's about edge innovation. It's about the Generation Y, you know, getting together, making some experiments, and changing organization. We found zero example of that. Zero, nada, none, not a single one in our digital master. It was entirely driven top-down by strong leadership. Okay, so it doesn't mean, of course, that if you have Gen Y guys that are innovative, it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. That's absolutely fantastic. But if you want to exert transformation, true transformation in your company, it has to be top-down led with strong leadership. That's the message. And leadership is about, you know, vision, engagement, governance, and technology leadership, which I'll discuss briefly now. So vision is again, a big word, but we categorize like 4 things that makes a good digital vision. The first one is identify your strategic assets that are going to be useful in the digital world. You know, people tend to forget that you have to build from some strength. And Yellow Pages in France, for instance, managed to retrain 3,000 sales guys. We had a great customer relationship with local businesses to rather to sell paper ads, sell digital services, and quite advanced digital services, and they managed to do that. So think about your strategic asset. The second part is create a transformative vision. Not the marketing slogan of we're going to delight our customers. You know, that doesn't get your people waking up in the morning. But when I see GE with their industrial internet, the first time I read that, I went, wow, okay, I can see the possibilities of that. It's really transformative of the industry, and I think that's a good case of it. The third one is you need to define a clear intent and an outcome, like Burberry did, being digital end-to-end. And wanting to really deliver the same experience across a piece. And lastly, it needs to evolve. So you design a vision that's sufficiently exciting that people can start, but that you can get your people involved to evolve over time. That's what Codelco has done with their 3 phases of transformation. So that's a vision. The engagement is very simple. You know, I mean, you all know, because it's nothing to do with digital, it's to do with transformation. To do transformation properly, you need to engage your people. The difference with digital is you can do it at scale today, massively, thousands of people. We have video conferencing, we have enterprise social networks, and so on. And we really categorize 3 stages that are really important. One is what we call wiring, which is or connecting the organization. Give your people a voice. And it could be on whatever platform that you can think, but you need to give these people a voice. But that's not enough. The second one is really to get people to adopt. And in order to adopt, again, it's about leadership. It's about senior leaders getting involved in this platform, showing the way. It needs to be business related. You know, Gen Y don't get onto ESN platforms as a natural act. It does not happen. So you need to show, you know, some business value in the adoption. And then you do the scaling. Okay, which is really when you start getting the big benefits, as EMC have done very well with their innovation process, which is now run yearly with thousands of teams around the world. So these 3 things are what we call engagement, and they're really, really important for the success of a transformation. The next part is governance. Now, that's a boring part, you may say, which it is. I totally agree with you. But I tell you what, it was the biggest driver of the profitability number. Because it avoids duplication. It puts coherence into your program. And you know from your business experience, it's all about coordination and sharing. Now, coordination and sharing in a large organization is an unnatural act. We all know that, okay? So we have to somehow force it a little bit, and that's what governance is all about. It's like, who owns digital transformation? You know, if you, that's a partly answer, and you've got plenty of models. You can have, build huge central units if your organization is more centralized. And we've seen company. I think we have people from P&G. I think they have designed a fantastic unit within Business Services Group, and who actually does that, provide digital services to the rest of the brands. So you can do that. You can have committees, which are great, easy to put into place, but quite difficult to empower. Or you can have roles like right now the fashion model is to have the chief digital officer, right? And I read too much hype about chief digital officers. It works really well. Adam Brotman at Starbucks is doing a fantastic job. Okay, but I've seen also places where it created even more warfare between marketing and IT. So it's not the panacea. Okay, so and then you mesh it out to really match your culture, because you need to talk to brands. If you're very decentralized, you may have a different model than when you're centralized. But as a leader, that's the choice you have to make. But governance, absolutely critical. And last one, business and IT. So this is something close to your heart, I'm sure. And again, we heard a lot that, particularly from marketing people, that we were going to do our transformation despite IT or without IT, because they're always late, they talk a different language. Again, we found zero example of that. None. All the digital master we've seen had actually changed fundamentally the nature of the business and IT relationship. I'd designed program to build digital skills within the organization. I'd understood that you need a good digital platform in order to connect the rest of the exciting services, and sometimes it takes re-platforming, it takes a whole pile of effort and courageous decisions. So business and IT, absolutely essential, and it needs to change the relationship.